Hey dreamers, this is Mandy Owen and I'm excited to be back with you today to talk more about dreams. We are in beautiful Honduras. We spent a couple of days in La Ceiba in Honduras, in the mainland, working a women's conference. It was totally amazing. My friend Gina was with me. She is from Freedom Fellowship International in Waxahachie, which is the same church that I go to. And we've worked together on this trip, and it's just been absolutely amazing. Miracles and breakthrough. It was just beautiful. But on this trip, right now we're in Roatan. Right now we're taking some rest and just enjoying the scenery, enjoying the water. But during the trip on the mainland, Gina started sharing with us some dreams she was having. And she's an avid dreamer, and she interprets her dreams, her own dreams as well. And I believe, Jenna, that God is going to start moving you into where you're really interpreting dreams for others and teaching them as well, like the people in your circle, because you're such a gifted interpreter.
Awesome.
Like you're really gifted at that. And I know in the end days, I believe, according to Acts 2:17, that in the end days, the Lord's going to pour out more dreams and more prophecy on people. The young men will dream, the old men will dream dreams, the young men will prophesy. But in that, people are going to start really having dreams, and God's going to start calling His children back through dreams. And He's going to use people like you and me to help process them, to process through that. So I just speak that over you because you're so gifted at it.
Thank you.
But in this process, this past week, she shared several dreams, but one really stood out to me and ministered to my heart because it was just such a good dream about something you had been interceding for. So I wanted you to share a little bit about that and how you interpreted that.
Yeah. Well, and I just want to say, first of all, that you have really encouraged me in this because I've always been able to interpret dreams in a small way, not with confidence, but like, I think this might mean this, or I think this might mean that. And seeing you just step into those and just authority, you know, taking that authority over what you hear and what you see and what you know from studying and you know, looking into that kind of stuff, it's been really encouraging to my heart to hear you interpret things the way that I think they are, or to back me up in what I'm thinking. So that's been a real encouragement to me. And if you don't have someone that you're around right now that can do that, seek somebody out that you know you trust spiritually, is in the Word and in connection with the Lord, that can help you with that.
And I want to piggyback off that real quick because there's listeners that will be watching this that have a lot of dreams, and they may be timid or scared to say what they feel like the interpretation is, and maybe you don't have a circle. You're always welcome to email me and reach out to me. We try to return all the emails that we get, but I want to encourage you to just try, okay? Because like Jenna, all the dreams that you've interpreted have been spot on, you know, but there was that little lack of confidence that you're saying, I wasn't sure. And I had the same thing. Yeah, I had the exact same thing. I ended up going to a class thinking, okay, I just need to make sure. And every dream I interpreted, I ended up getting correct, and I'm like, why am I in this class? You know what I mean? So I guarantee most of you guys, if you would just step into it and just try to interpret it, ask the Lord to give you the revelation. Remember, God's the true dream interpreter. It's not us. We just try to follow Him and interpret the symbols. But the true revelation comes from God. Step into it. Even if you're wrong, or even if you're not 100% accurate, He will start leading you and teaching you and guiding you. So. But share with us your dream and how that worked.
So this dream was brought to me by someone else. It wasn't my dream. Is that the one that you wanted me to share? The one about the lady?
The tower.
The tower.
Okay.
So I was told this dream, and this was kind of the interpretation that I got. But the dream itself was that this person, a young woman, was up in a very tall tower. And while she was up there, a woman came along who was evil. I won't say exactly what the evil was, but it was something very evil, and she could feel that in her dream. She could feel that presence of evil. And the woman had a large basket full of things that she was trying to give to her up in the tower. And she even got to the point where she just threw the basket up to her and expected her to catch that. So the person in the tower was trying to catch it and wasn't able to quite hang on to what came to her, and it fell all on the ground. It fell all over. The woman was disgusted with her for not catching it, and so she felt very bad, like a lot of shame about it, and was feeling so like she really wanted to please this person, but she just couldn't do anything to please her. She came down from the tower, was trying to pick stuff up off the ground and collect it, and things just she wouldn't be able to pick them up, and she went into this kind of dark area that had dark black curtains all around it, and she was trying to collect some of the things that had rolled into that area. And while she was in there, it was so dark that she was kind of feeling around. And at one point, she put her hand up, and there was this face of this woman was right behind the curtain, as if she was hiding back there watching what she was doing. And she immediately shrank back from that and was scared, felt fear, and just was afraid of what was happening. And then as soon as she realized it was the woman that was back there, she got angry. Kind of like anytime someone scares you really badly and you're like so scared, and then you go, oh, you're so mad at them for scaring you. She got mad at this person behind the curtain with this black veil over her face. And she said, you come out and show who you are. And was calling her out of that dark place. And the woman wouldn't come out. And she was even telling her, you need to morph back into who you really are. I want to see who you really are. And the woman wouldn't do it and was shrinking back again, shrinking back into the darkness. And so I thought, wow, that is a very specific.
And this person that had this dream is someone that you've been interceding for, like you've been praying for.
Oh, I didn't. I know
that's okay, but I just want them to know that that it was not just some random. Like this is someone that you had been praying specific prayers for.
Yes. So as I interpret, I'll explain those prayers. But so that I believe that the tower is that God is our strong tower. That we are in that strong tower as a safety precaution. Our children, our families are in those strong towers with the Lord. He protects us. He lifts us above. He gives us elevation above the things that are evil, that are lurking below. And when that evil person came along and tried to toss those things up into the tower, and the person up there tried to collect those things, God was just protecting them by not allowing them to catch those things that were coming. Satan tries to throw stuff at us. He tries to throw shame at us and condemnation and fear and all these things he throws at us. And because this person was in the strong tower, they couldn't catch those things. They were up too high. They had to come down. So she came down out of the tower to try to get those things because she felt that shame and guilt of disappointing this evil person, right?
But shame does not come from God. So anytime you're seeing that, that's from the enemy. That is not from God.
Right. So she came down, and when she was trying to collect those things, she did encounter this person face to face. And that black veil over the face, I think, is very, very indicative of just evil, just being evil. Satan's angels, maybe Satan's demonic activity. And then the fact that she really couldn't collect those things, even though she was trying. I think it really speaks very much into the fact that because we are in a strong tower, that those things, we just cannot connect with them. We just cannot pick them up and carry them.
Even when we tried to, like even when she tried to collect them, she couldn't. And one thing, she also got mad. And she called that person, like, show yourself. No, show me your real self. That shows, even though she's not walking in her authority right now, that she has the authority. She
still has the authority.
She has the authority, and the Lord is going to bring that up in her when the time is right. But it was beautiful. Like, you show me who you are, the real you. She wasn't afraid.
And even more significantly for me in my heart, because I know this person and I know what they're walking through, that demonic spirit was afraid of her.
Yes.
The power that God had given her, the power that was in her, that demon was like, nope, I'm not doing it. You came down out of that tower, you're scaring me, I'm running away. And that was just God's authority in that person, even though that person, like you said, is not necessarily walking in that or even acknowledging that they have that power. They do. It's there.
That's such a beautiful dream. I love it, love it, love it. I love how God uses dreams to talk to us and shows us what the enemy is doing to try to come against us. And he gives you the authority. Like even in that dream, she was able to see the schemes of the enemy, but also the Lord showed her authority and her safe haven, like her strong tower. So
one more thing I want to share is that our pastor, Pastor John Bates at Freedom Fellowship, he had spoken a word over me the day before, or maybe the same day that this person came to me and told me about this dream. And the word that he spoke over me spurred me on to believe that I needed to share that dream with him And I believe that it was something in his life he needed to hear that interpretation of that dream. And then I also have a very dear friend who's walking through some similar things with me, with a person in her life. And I was spurred on Sunday morning. I felt the real urge to share that dream with her and the meaning behind it as well. And she was so touched by it as well. So I think anytime you have a dream, it's not just for you. You don't hang on to it for yourself. You can, but it's really important that you ask God, who else needs to hear about this, and who else do I need to share this with? So,
and it touched me as well. I mean, I'm a dreamer, and so hearing powerful dreams like this, it really touched my spirit, and I will use that again. I will use that as an example when I'm praying with people, or when I'm ministering to people. So it is the Lord's releasing His word through dreams right now. So, so dreamers, I just want to thank you for being with us tonight with my friend Gina Adams, who I love dearly. We've connected so much on this trip. I think we're going to be really good friends. She's still like, give me a hug right here. Yes. Okay. So guys, follow me on Facebook at Mandy Owen. If you want to learn more about dreams, you can find me on Mandy Owen on YouTube, or you can reach out to me on my website at mandyowenministries.com. Look forward to seeing you next time. Keep dreaming.